Alpha fucks beta bucks is probably a phrase you've heard before, especially if you've spent some time on red pill mgtow spaces. For those of you who don't know, alpha fucks and beta bucks means that a woman will have sex with alpha male fuckboy chads on the side while being supported by her beta male provider husband boyfriend. Now, I'm going to attempt to be balanced in my rhetoric on this subject, but to put it bluntly, I do believe this phenomenon is a real thing in society. As an example, just look at all the freelance models who sell their pictures and other content on other platforms like OnlyFans, Patreon, and Snapchat. A lot of thirsty and pathetic men will pay for that, all the while the model has a boyfriend on the side, fucking her like you want to, and spending your money. That is what's going on now, and I do believe it will continue to expand in the years to come. The rise of websites and apps such as Instagram, Snapchat, Patreon, and OnlyFans have given new opportunities for women to profit off of their looks. 10 to 20 years ago, women had to usually be a certain height and body type to make it in the modeling industry. They had to submit photos to agencies in hopes of getting managers and chances to get photo shoots for magazines. The past decade has completely flipped that upside down with the continuing rise of the internet. Women don't have to be between 5'7" to 5'10" and nearly anorexic to be successful models anymore. Thick women and fit women are becoming a new trend in what's considered attractive now by society. With the rise of these apps, all attractive women have to do now is take selfies or workout photos of themselves, pick the best filter, and upload it to Instagram. Now, there's no guarantee that every beautiful girl will strike gold on these apps, but the cream of the crop saying applies here. Some will collaborate with professional photographers and get better than average pictures taken of them, which will then hopefully translate to more likes and followers. With more likes and followers, small business products take notice and figure if they can get this popular Instagram model to sponsor their content, their business can grow. And then that's why you see so many women taking pictures of that fit tee stuff, the strapless bras, Bang Energy, and other products. The business has changed and it's a different world now. I also have to bring up the recent OkCupid study that a lot of people have brought up over the past few months. It's the one where it stated that 80% of women only deem 20% of men on the dating site attractive. Now, with that, plenty of response videos were put out talking about how this study, accompanied with another study that stated a third of young millennial and Gen Z men were celibate the previous year. These studies caused controversy and brought up the issues of male incels and female hypergamy and all that stuff. I'm not going to go too deep into those things. I'm only bringing them up because they are relevant to this topic. We also have to be honest about certain things pertaining to this. Women are often criticized for being picky, but men can be just as picky as women on these dating sites. If you're not having any luck on finding a partner on a dating app and you're only messaging 8s, 9s, and 10s, but you're just some fat neckbeard who makes less than 30K a year, like myself, then perhaps it'd be in your best interest to do a little self-judgment and find out why you're not getting any action. The answer is in the mirror. Now, if you are that kind of guy and you're even having trouble finding what is deemed your looks match, then yeah, your complaints have some merit, in my opinion. But I'm convinced plenty of these issues stem from guys who are considered 3s, 4s, and 5s, pursuing women who are way out of their league, refusing to settle for women closer to their looks match. It's not enough to be a nice guy, which you probably really aren't anyway, so you can't just depend on that. You live in the real world, not a Hollywood movie. Don't get me wrong, I don't like telling people to just settle because I think that eventually breeds regret and resentment, but I'm just saying. If you are a lonely guy and you really just want a partner, then I'd suggest lowering your standards in regards to their physical attractiveness. But I do believe it is also fair to say that plenty of women out there who also rank low on the attraction scale are also not settling for their looks match. The difference is that women have it easier on these dating and social media apps because even women who aren't that good looking will be messaged and pursued more than unattractive men. I think the differences in male and female sex drives contribute to that, but I'm just throwing that out there. All of these things have distorted and screwed up what is called the sexual market. Other YouTubers have brought these things up before and talked about the sexual market. I know ContraPoints did with her video about incels. And since there has always been a market for sex, it does persist today with the help of technology. Now, gorgeous models who have hundreds and thousands, even millions of followers can profit off of their success even further by creating private accounts on Patreon or OnlyFans and sell content of themselves onto them. It's like prostitution without any physical contact. The woman sells her body and the guy satisfies his sexual needs with it. Welcome to the 21st century. Plenty of you probably consider all this pathetic and sad, especially the men who fund this and enable it to continue, but whatever, it's capitalism and there was a need in the market. What is my actual opinion of all this, you may be asking? Well, I don't particularly like it to some degree. I'm all for Instagram. In fact, it's my favorite social media platform aside from Reddit. But the reality that sad, desperate, lonely men are having to pay money to get pictures of women they put on pedestals to satisfy their sexual needs because they can't find a partner in real life is troubling to say the least. Plenty of blame and shame can be applied to these kinds of guys because usually they are unattractive, out of shape, poor, unmotivated, not well educated, and so on. But they can serve a good purpose as an example to other men on what not to do or how to be. There were a couple good memes I saw years back that simply stated, "You may feel low and pathetic, but at least you're not a guy paying for Instagram model's private Patreon." Never stoop that low. Also, just to put this out there, just because you are that kind of guy, or at one point you did pay money to an eThoughts OnlyFans or whatever, that doesn't mean there's no hope for you or that you can't turn your life around and 180 your whole situation. I'm no life coach, so I can't give you specific regiments and crap like that, other than to just tell you to try no-fap, start working out, learn a skill, even go back to college or a trade school if you have to, and build wealth. You can do those things to one day get good-looking women and become a Chad or whatever, or you could just do it for yourself and change your life for the better. Do it for women or do it for yourself, just do it. Also, just so it's crystal clear, I'm not for banning these apps or the behaviors associated with them. Like I said earlier, I'm all for Instagram, Patreon, Reddit, and so on. In fact, you can find plenty of these pictures these chicks take and post on OnlyFans on Reddit and Google Images. I'm just saying. But also, that's due to a few men who are willing to fall on the sword to grace others with their sacrifice. So kudos to those guys. Anyway, I'm not for banning or censoring the stuff at all. People may say it's bad for society, it's causing porn addiction, causing low birth rates, and other such nonsense. But look, we live in a free society, and in a free society, people are going to fuck up and do dumb shit, like spend $10 to $25 a month of their hard-earned money on a model's naked pictures. Just let it happen. It's not like others can't learn from it. What can be done is people making videos, blogs, and so on, trying to wake men up and encouraging them to better themselves so that they don't have to stay in the frustrated situation they may be in now. I've said pretty much all I need to say. Women have easier access to profit off their looks and genetics now than ever before. They can sell their bodies without resorting to physical contact to gain an income from men they don't find attractive, all the while having the alpha chad boyfriend they want and spending your money. The other aspect of alpha fucks beta bucks is a woman who is married to an average guy but is getting banged out by taller, better looking men on the side. But for this video, I wanted to focus on the internet technology side of it. It is sad, it really is, because too many men are paying for prostitution but not getting any physical contact, but they do get at least some of their needs met, so it just perpetuates the cycle for them, making them lazy and keeping them down. All I can recommend is to just not participate in any of that activity. There are plenty of better things you can spend your money on, like investing for your retirement, because if you're counting on Social Security, you are wrong. Fund a hobby or a side hustle, video games, and so forth. I know I told you to try no-fap, but if you are considering paying for an IG model's OnlyFans, maybe beat your meat first and then decide on whether you'll do it or not. 9 times out of 10, you probably won't. I don't know, I just believe this is a trend that will continue. Sure, plenty of men will wake up and hopefully turn their lives around, but plenty of men I suspect will not. What are your thoughts on all this stuff? Do you believe these are issues blown out of proportion? Do you think I was fair in discussing them? Let me know in the comments below. I can't even anymore.